All right, y'all. So we're back on the J swap. I'm so bad at picking up the camera and recording everything. I'm too focused right now to get this thing done for HJ. You know, my car and Miles's car need to get both need to get done. So like, I've been pretty bad at picking up the camera and recording everything. But I did some things off camera, and I'll just go over them real quick with you guys. So actually, what's today? Friday, Labor Day weekend. So yesterday, Thursday, I picked up a carbon fiber trunk. So I got rid of the duckbill. It's actually for sale. Hit me up. So I picked up another carbon fiber. It's like an OEM replacement. And I had this drag wing. I don't know if you guys seen a couple times. It used to be over here in this area. But I used to have this drag wing on the factory one, but the only reason I didn't run it is because the paint was peeling in the back and it was on the heavier side. So I picked up like an OEM spec carbon fiber trunk, and I threw the drag wing back on. I'm missing a couple rivets. I got to order some more, but for the most part, it's actually on there. It's not gonna move. So I got that going. I picked up, actually, I had this rear HFP lip painted a while ago. It was up in my attic, but I recently just installed it because I'm actually getting the car wrapped. It's gonna be one color, you know, not three different types of grays. So installed that. What else? What else have I done? I've driven it a couple times, just pretty much right down the street. I also installed these fenders. I got rid of my other ones, tossed them because it had the big old hole for the fender exit. So I installed two brand new used fenders on here. So it's gonna get wrapped, so it's all gonna be one color. I actually installed the front bumper. Yes, the front bumper fits. After a good amount of trimming, I got it to work. So that's on there. Looking like a car. And yeah, just been freaking, you know, installing stuff here and there. I'm actually in the process of throwing the coolant lines together because I want to actually drive it around my neighborhood without wearing it getting hot really fast. So I'm in the process of doing that right now. And yeah, I mean, that's all I'm gonna do for, I guess, today on Friday. It's really hot outside right now, so kind of want to do this really quick. But yeah, there she is, slowly getting there. I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's slowly. It might be fast for others, but for me, it's kind of slow because I'm bouncing back and forth between both the Miles's car and my car. But yeah, I just want to. We really got to get these done. So, and I wanted to. And if you're going to H-Day, hopefully you'll see it there. I'm trying to bring both cars out there. My car, obviously, it won't be running the track because I don't have rear axles yet. But as far as like the all-wheel drive system, it's going to be on there so you can actually see it. But it'll just be on display for the most part. And then Miles's car, we're going to be running that one. So. All right, so we're back. I got the car idling. The radiator fans are on. I don't know if you can hear it. Coolant is bled, water's bled, whatever. The engine temp is chilling for the most part. I think I'm gonna go take it for a drive.
ride's so rough.
Yeah. It's like perfect for the street.
Yeah.
All right, so I just finished driving the car right down the street from my house on slicks. Probably not the smartest thing. I have other wheels for it as well. But it drove fine. Down the street, no problem. There's a couple leaks I gotta address. But you know, that's the easy part. I'm glad it drives and moves on its own. Temperature stayed, you know, pretty good. It wasn't hot at all, really. Especially considering like where I stay, it's freaking hot. I live pretty much kind of dang near the desert. But yeah, the car drove really good. You know, there's obviously some things, so like I still gotta put some double-sided tape for this so it can actually stick against that. I gotta adjust the hood, slide it over, you know, but actually I have a brand new hood already. I'm just using this one kind of like just to beat up on because I don't want to mess up my new one, not yet. But this is kind of like a way for me to practice on cutting the stuff for the exhaust. And yeah, and then this car will be wrapped all one color. I cannot wait because the last time I seen this thing one color was when I first bought it. Since then, it's been a couple different shades of gray, but she's looking pretty good. Not too bad. Just wait till I put my street wheels on. I have, these are just for the track, but I have an actual set of wheels that I take on the street, so you'll see those. All right, so switching gears from the J swap. Well, we're still working on the J swap, but you can see we have, you know, some long sticks of chromoly. We're doing a cage for the J swap. I can finally run a cage. So right now I'm cutting the chromoly tubes for the cage. So we drew up on the computer, took measurements and all that stuff like that. And then I'm just gonna cut it and then we're gonna bend it at my house. So we got that going on. And then we have Miles over here doing some body work for the his race car. Something I don't like doing. And I don't know how you pick, why, I don't know how you doing this.
I'm just trying to be like my father.
So, and then we got the race car over here. We just redid the hood exit because it was really close to the window. The main reason we did it is because I owe him a new window because I broke his other window. So we're gonna throw a new window on this one because he needs it. And I told him like, hey, if we're doing that, can we make this hood exit a little bit shorter so it doesn't hit? So it clears a lot better now. It won't hit. We have to redo one of these pipes because it's just a little short. And then I just finished bleeding the brakes on this. Now we have some brakes in the front. And I drove it around, and then she drives. It's good. Got water inside the engine. So we're just knocking this stuff out as quickly as possible because we have to make H-Day. So we got that going on. So here's the bars for the roll cage for my car. So everything's cut out. So this is pretty much everything for the front portion. And then once we get all this tacked into the car, we'll do the rear, like the stuff that goes to like the trunk, and then stuff that crosses in between like the rear strut bar and the rear. But we're not doing that today. I switched gears back over here. Sorry if there's a lot of switching back and forth. The cage is kind of like least of my concerns right now. Getting this car and my car up and running is kind of my priority. This one is the one that's actually be running, so this one has to like be in tip-top shape. Mine is just needs to get to the point where it can drive on and off the trailer. So that's why I switched gears back to this one, because I still have a small bit of stuff I gotta do to this car. So like right now, these are some fenders that we got made by a buddy, because Miles doesn't like how the tires poke out when you run 13s. So he got some Y fenders made, and right now I'm actually drilling out the holes and counter boring everything, so that way I can put these really nice Allen bolts on. So it'll kind of go like this. Probably might not fit. Yeah, still got to drill this out a little bit more. So all this will be there, and then once it's all done, we're gonna wrap the car in the front black, so that way you don't see it. So I still have to bring the 13s back over here that are on my car and put them back on here, because they're actually Miles's. The 15s up here in the front, they're actually mine. We're just testing them out with his car. So I'll bring those back over here. I'll knock these out, get this thing ready for the dyno, because we're trying to tune it this week. We still have to do, this pipe needs to be extended. I think Miles is doing it at his house right now, and hopefully this one is good. So, but yeah, so we should be able to tune this thing hopefully this week, because we need to actually test it one time before H-Day. So. Not a body person, by the way. Surprised he trusts me with this thing. All right, there's one. Two. This is stuff we got to do because, nothing exists for both the 8th and 9th gen Civic, so we're just doing this. It's kind of a one-off. So here I have a countersinking bit, so I'm just countersink each of one of these holes. Mind you, I'm holding the camera with one hand. Good. All right, after drilling and counter sinking the bolt holes, that's how it came out. Here's the fender. So when I put the 13s on, it'll fill out the rest of that gap. So it gives it a nice tucked look. No, I don't know, tucked. I don't know. It'll look clean. So once Miles finishes the bumper, this whole front end's gonna get wrapped the same color black, so you'll never be able to tell. You won't be able to see the color or the carbon fiber difference color from the fender and the wide little body fender. So that'll get wrapped, the hood and the front bumper, and it'll look all clean with some 13s. Damn, I'm gonna empty this water. So that's where we're at so far with this one. I've checked a couple things off the checklist, so we're getting there. Should be able to dyno this thing hopefully this week. So after hours of sanding, drilling, riveting, all that crap that most people hate doing, I know I for sure hate doing it, but yeah, so after doing all that, we got some 13s on this hoe. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but let me show you guys. There is 13s on a 9th gen. It's a little bit of work, but you know, we got it done. Fenders to fill them out. We still got to finish the bumper, but we'll get there. That's how she sits. Tough. So Miles is finishing the bumper, and hopefully we can get this front end put on and do some testing. But before that, we got to dyno it, and that dyno should be coming up pretty soon, hopefully this week. So yes sir. So here's the bumper. I don't know how long or how many days or months he spent on getting this done, but he's done a lot of sanding, a lot of Bondo, a lot of sanding, a lot of Bondo, and just a shit ton of sanding. That's where it's at so far. So today is the next day. I switched gears back on my car because I just wanted to, kind of took the day off. So my day off consists of working on my car. So I figured I'd show you this real quick while I have it open. So right now I'm actually welding my diff shut because there's no LSD option and I'm not scared of breaking anything. So I welded it shut so you don't have a one tire fire type of deal in the rear. And these diffs aren't gonna break. Like when I tell you, like the ring and pinion are humongous, like compared to the CRV and like the wagon, like it's a night and day difference how much bigger the ring and pinion is compared to like the CRV and the wagon stuff. So I welded mine shut. I have some custom axles being made. So they're gonna take all the abuse that Jay is gonna put out. So the only weak link I'm really gonna have as far as like drivetrain goes is the transfer case and the transfer gear. It's completely stock. So I don't know how that's gonna do with, you know, this being welded shut and all the extra torque that Jay puts out. So you won't know till you try it, and I'm gonna try it. So right now I just finished welding it shut. I cleaned it out, blew it out, and right now I'm about to silicone this S1 jag cover plate. It's pretty cool. So like it gives you the like Honda bolt pattern, and then we have this jag option for our kit, this little bracket right here. I'm testing it right now on my personal car, and you know what's better to test it on with a big old V6. So I'm gonna test it out on my car. I'm just gonna silicone this stuff, nice little piece, And then I'm gonna throw it back in the car, and then I won't have axles, but I'm just gonna put some stubbies in here and just let it ride. It's gonna be front wheel drive for the time being until my axles come in. But if you're going to if you're going to HDA, you'll actually see the diff in, the drive shaft, the transfer case. You'll see all that, just minus axles. That's the only thing I'm really missing for this. But for axles, I'm going with, you know, a reputable company, because I plan on throwing a lot of horsepower to the rear. Well, I guess all four wheels, but I plan on throwing some more at the rear, so I might change the viscous coupler up. So I need something that's gonna hold up, and you know, I'm gonna go with a pretty good company. So, and since these are so cheap, like when you compare it to like the wagon stuff, like with the cover, buying one of these, you can get it for like $200 or cheaper if you go pull it yourself at a junkyard. And then like a custom set of axles that'll run you between, I don't know, like $1,500–1,800, right? It's still cheaper compared to the wagon, and it's way, you know, when you physically look at it, these are way stronger to the eye. I mean, you know, just look at that. Like, I wish I had my CRV one open so I could just kind of like show you, compare it for you guys. But yeah, so silicone this real quick, throw it in the car, and I'm gonna be done for the day. And honestly, I might just close this episode off here, because we're supposed to be dynoing Miles's car soon. So if you can, like and subscribe, throw a little comment in there. It helps me out trying to grow the channel. You know, I have a lot of crazy ideas and cool projects we want to do, because, you know, why not? I have the time now. So so then, you know, stay tuned. Later.